Welcome to Nursing with Professor B. Have you been binge watching like the 20th show on Netflix and you feel like, it's time to be a little bit productive? Well, I've got a few tips for you to make you feel a little bit more productive. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit the like button, make sure that you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. All right, let's go. Okay, so I found these nice tips on canva.com. Number one, set up your workspace. We are creatures of habit. If your body knows that when you sit in a specific chair or in a specific area in your house, that means you were there to study, that means you were there to work, you are more likely to get in that mindset than if you just go sit down in the lazy chair where you binge watch all of your Netflix episodes. So find an area in your house that's conducive to working, whether it's a desk or the couch. Just make sure it allows you to stay focused. This is a huge one. Stick to your routine, all right? Many of us have let our routine go by the wayside. I'm still working, so my routine is still pretty much the same, but routine is so important to productivity. So you still want to wake up early if you're able to. You don't have to wake up as early if you used to. Let's say you needed to wake up before at 5 in the morning, you wake up at 7, but you want to wake up early, take a shower. Don't be in your PJs all day. Remember, the way that you are dressed kind of dictates a lot of how you are feeling for the rest of the day. So if you are just lounging in your PJs all day, your hair is a mess, you're just going to want to take it easy and kind of lay around the entire day. So you want to wake up early, take a shower, have breakfast or a cup of coffee. This helps prepare your mind and your body for a productive day of working. If you, for example, are working remotely, then you still have to follow that routine. I'm a person that if I don't exercise in the morning, it's really hard for me to exercise the rest of the day. So my morning routine used to be I would wake up, make my protein shake, and then go to the gym or go do my hot yoga. So right now my routine is still, if I'm not working that day, I will wake up, make my protein shake, and do some kind of workout video on YouTube. So I'm trying to maintain that routine so I don't put on the COVID-15, you know? I am a nerd and I love having to-do lists. I accomplish so much more with a to-do list. I also have ADD, and sometimes it's so bad, I get so distracted that it's to the point where if I'm at work, there's certain things that I need to do at specific times of the day. I'm setting alarms. I'm setting alarms for myself because sometimes I'll forget, like, did I clock in or did I not clock in? So I'm setting an alarm in the morning for a specific time to clock in, a time to clock out for lunch, a time to clock back in for lunch, an alarm to go off when I have a certain task to complete in the afternoon. So having a to-do list makes you so much more productive. It gives your day purpose instead of just kind of winging it, right? Everything in life requires focus. Everything in life requires goals. So for example, if a pilot doesn't get into an airplane and says, I'm just gonna wing it, right? Their route is very carefully calculated. Okay, if I'm in Florida and I need to get to New York, they have a very calculated flight. They're accounting for wind and weather and all sorts of components, right? So ideally, I would also even recommend maybe doing this the night before. You want to write down your list of priorities for the day, and you want to set a time to complete these tasks and make sure that you stick to your schedule. So Zig Ziglar used to say, a lot of people are like, well, why have a to-do list? Why write down tasks? Zig Ziglar used to say, you can't hit a target that you can't see, and you can't hit a goal that you do not have. So he gives an example of a man that was the best archer in the history of ever, right? He blindfolds him, he turns him around a little bit, he spins him around, the guy's disoriented, and then he tells him, hit the target, right? Does the best archer hit the target? Of course not, because he can't see, he's blindfolded, he can't see where the target is. And everyone laughs at his story because they say how could we expect this man to hit the target if he's blindfolded? And he says, exactly. And yet many of us have these dreams and goals that we don't write down, or we don't ever really focus or verbalize, and yet we expect our lives to change when we have made no kind of blueprint. You need a blueprint in your life in order to be successful, in order to be productive, in order to accomplish things. And every single thing that I've accomplished in my life is because I have set goals for myself and I have broken things down, right? Graduate school, I did graduate school twice, once for nurse educator and other times for family nurse practitioner. Was it easy? No, but I did one assignment at a time. Okay, today I'm going to work on assignment A for a little bit of time, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow, right? So I don't know about you, but if I were to sit down an entire day and just watch Netflix all day, that doesn't fulfill me. That doesn't make me feel like I had a productive day. It makes me feel at the end of the day like I ate a full bag of potato chips, and that greasy, gross feeling that you have the next day, that you feel sluggish and you feel like you wasted a day. I am energized, I am fulfilled by achieving my goals and by doing something productive. So if that's how you are, and I do not believe it's not healthy to self-loathe or be like, oh, I'm so lazy, I wish I could do this, I should, right? Shoulds will be the death of you. I should do this, I should do that. Stop shoulding, and instead just do, right? I like a quote by, is it Yoda? Do or do not do, there is no try. So if you are feeling like you are in some kind of hump right now, or slump, where you're just kind of wasting your days away and your days are all running together, having a to-do list is very powerful. And then write it down, cross off your tasks as you're doing them. It feels so good. Okay, wake up, boom, you did the first thing. Have a healthy breakfast, do a 30-minute workout, and make your goals realistic, right? Anytime that I teach my students how to write goals, we want to make SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, right? So you telling yourself, I'm going to do a 3-hour workout at home is not realistic. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to do a 30-minute workout, that is a realistic and very specific goal. And you're going to say what time you plan to exercise on. I will exercise between the hours of 10 and 11 a.m. for 30 minutes. That's a very specific goal. You can do that. So, set a to-do list for the day, make it reasonable. Don't go from watching Netflix all day to all of a sudden putting 30 things on your to-do list. And then we are creatures that if we are not growing, we are basically rotting, right? So do something that leads to your growth. Read the Bible, learn a new language, like do something that fulfills you. Start a new hobby. So a to-do list, I love to-do lists. They excite me. So yes, I'm a big proponent of the to-do list. And then of course, the key to everything in life is balance. You want to take breaks, right? So if you're a person that is in front of your computer the entire day and you don't take any breaks, that's not healthy either. So you want to give yourself time during the day to take a walk away from your computer screen and your phone. Go outside for a walk in your backyard if you have a backyard, or social distance, stay away from people, but there's plenty of areas to walk. Even within your own office, you could do some stretches. Before, if you are working from home and you do have to clock in, clock out, if you're like me and forget things, if you set an alarm and it goes off at 4 p.m., you're like, oh, there's my alarm, I have to clock out. And then later I'm not second guessing myself and I'm just not like, did I clock in or clock out? Because when I hear that alarm now, it's almost like the Pavlov response on how he trained his dogs to salivate with the alarm. When that alarm goes off, I don't snooze it. I immediately will go, I will clock in, or I will do the task associated with it. Again, my ADD is bad. I will set water to be boiling and then I'll walk away and then I'll get distracted and I'll start thinking of something else, or I'll start going ahead and putting away laundry. And then next thing you know, I forget about boiling water. So I literally will set an alarm sometimes for like 5 minutes and then come back to the water, like to set the alarm so that I know, okay, I left water boiling on the stove. So if you need to set alarms for yourself, set alarms for yourself. I don't want to take ADD medication because I don't feel like it interferes with my life to the point where I need to be medicated. And I have taken medication for ADD in the past, and I don't like how it made me feel. It completely changed my mood. So these are tips that I use to stay productive. A lot of them are to-do lists. I cannot tell you enough. If you have to delete your Facebook app from your phone, then do it. Set aside also, if you want to set aside 10 minutes a day, set an alarm. I'm going to do 10 minutes of Facebook. You download the app on your phone, you set a timer, and you will mindlessly scroll for 10 minutes because truthfully, Facebook, Instagram, those are such time consumers, right? And I find that now currently with everything that's going on and all the politics and everything, I used to love going on Facebook for the funny memes, but now with such division in this country, a lot of times it's a lot of arguments and a lot of anger. And I find how are these outlets making you feel? If they're making you feel worse, then why are you on them? So if you feel like you really want to be on Facebook, again, like I said, I delete the app from my phone. That way I'm not tempted or I will scroll through it. Do not rely on self-discipline. The easiest way to not fall into temptation is to avoid it at all costs. So for me, it's a lot easier to just delete the app instead of saying like, I will exert self-control and not go on Facebook. Like, no, thank you. I'd rather just delete it. Set 10 minutes. You scroll through Facebook 10 minutes. You will be surprised by how quick those 10 minutes go, because if you feel like you are not being productive in your day, start to write down everything that you do in the day or how many times you're checking social media. And is social media giving you anything back? Not really. And life is too short to be arguing on there with people. Honestly, they're not going to change their minds. They think what they think, and nothing is going to change their minds. So what's the point? Anyways, I hope that these tips help you. Everyone stay safe and wash your hands. And thank you for watching. Again, make sure you hit the like button, make sure that you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. Until next time.